Hello, brothers and sisters. My name is Vincent Cameron, and I'm here today to try to discuss the contract that recently came in the mail. I know most of you got it, just like myself. It came in the mail, and so I took the time to go through it. I might add that all of this information is also publicly loaded on the union's website, which is www.ilaunion.org. And so everything that's contained in this package that came in the mail is also contained at the website. And so after I went through this document, I noticed a few things that had me a little concerned, but the next day I went to work, it seemed like everybody had a ton of questions. And with my history, I became one of the targets to get some clarification as to some of the language that was outlined in these pages here. And excuse the truck, but as every longshoreman knows, we keep a whole bunch of stuff in our vehicles. That's what we do. We're a longshoreman with jacks of all trades, master of none, and that's no different with me. The 20 years that I have served on these docks, in case you're wondering what makes me think I can discuss this contract with any degree of know-how, the 20 years that I've been on the docks, I'm a second generation longshoreman. My dad was on the docks for 44 years before he retired. And in the 20 years that I've been out here, I have served the ILA in many different capacities, at the local, the district level. I've been delegates to district and international conventions. I've sat on many boards. I've negotiated several local agreements. Been a recording secretary, a vice president, and the president. So I've got a little history. I've submitted many resolutions at the district and international convention, to wit. I have been successful in basically getting a majority of them passed. And that's quite a feat in itself. But when this master agreement, this proposal for modification and extension came in the mail, I really was trying to stay out of the whole issue because I would let things just take the course and hope they worked out for the best. But as I went through this document, I was just a little surprised that given what's on the table this go around, that the document kind of looked like business as usual. And I say that because in the last couple of rounds of contractual negotiations, we've come away from the table and on a track that has basically been like a genocide. I mean, sure, a lot of you have heard of the times when we've had 130,000 longshoremen working on the docks. Well, that time is gone, and now our numbers shrink below 40,000, and we can't afford to make any mistakes, right? And as I look at this document, I'm concerned about some areas. I've never seen a contract, to my recollection, where we didn't have any monies dedicated to fringes. And while they did put this CR5 rescue fund in place, that really doesn't cut it because it's restricted from addressing pensions. And as all of you know, in September of 2008, the market did a mean tumble. And after that tumble, anybody's fund, any Taft-Hartley fund that was invested in the market took a hit. Even if your fund was in great shape, it went from great to average. So the ones that were average went to poor. And let's not even talk about what happened to the ones that were poor. And so with that in mind, knowing that I got 20 years in the dock and 20 more years to go, my concerns have kind of morphed over time from making the check to worrying about retirement. And I'd say to everyone that you have to worry about tomorrow, today. You can't wait till the last minute. But without me getting into a ramble, I will refer to my notes from time to time because I have a tendency to ramble. Sorry, I apologize up front. But I've done a series of YouTube videos to cover different aspects of this agreement. I've also put a PowerPoint presentation giving a side-by-side breakdown on the particulars of this agreement as it was presented from the USMX. And you can see that online at my website that I put together for this specific purpose, which is www.myila.info. I-N-F-O. That's myila.info. And you'll see the side-by-side comparisons as well as these YouTube videos for those of you that don't want to read all that content. But it was my layman's attempt to break it down to you so that you can digest it a little better. What was in that language tend to go over your head if you didn't have depth of reference, some background in this. You just don't know what you're voting on. And when it seemed like we get to the local level, the presidents have been so pressed to move this forward that a lot of them are kind of in a position where they can't or won't tell you their position on it. So with that, I do want to say before I close this intro out, and that's what it is, introducing what my intent here is, that if this contract doesn't pass, we are working under an agreement that does not expire until September 30, 2009. That's almost a year from this date. We've got plenty of time. We can go back to the table. The raises that have been proposed in this agreement for 10-109 were already in place under the 2004 agreement, and it didn't come with a $42 million string attached. So it may behoove us to take pause and look at this document and not get caught up with the wonderment of a few magic beans in the form of royalty cap being eliminated at what price. So with that, I thank you all for taking the time to review these. I'll try to stay on task, keep them short, succinct, and move on because, I know your time is valuable, as is mine, but your livelihood is worth the investment. God bless you. God bless the ILA.